Good evening and welcome back again to this evening's Q&A. And tonight we are very pleased to be joined by club legend and all-round nice guy Joel Carlos. Hey Joel, how you doing? You all right?
Right, yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Good. How's the family? All okay?
Yeah, we're all good from my side. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Enjoying this lovely, fine British weather. That's normal now. This is what it's normally like.
Yeah, it's died down now. It was
Yeah,
alright yesterday.
exactly. And I believe you wanted to say hello to somebody.
Yeah, I wanted to say hello to Thomas. He's been there well for a lot of my games, and yeah, I just want to acknowledge him. And I'm sorry. I think the last time I didn't say hello to him, and that's still killing me now. And I had to text Skinner. Saying, can you please text his family saying it wasn't my fault. I was a little bit angry, but yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. So, how have you been finding life without football? Bit of a challenge.
It's weird. It's weird. Every Saturday I wake up and there's no football. It's just, it's killing me. And you know what? I haven't touched the football. I'll be honest. I haven't touched the football since the last training session we had. Yeah, it's shocking, but it's been tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, but having spoken to the other lads and to Jim over the past few weeks, it kind of falls into insignificance, really, doesn't it? When everything else that's going on at the moment, and it's a bit of a conundrum as to when the season's going to start, the next season's going to start, and when pre-season can start. Until we get information from the league and from the FA, I guess watch this space. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on at the moment. I haven't heard anything. I don't know how it's going to work. Because, times are tough at the moment. They're trying to, everything seems that everything's opening slowly, but still reluctant.
Yeah, of course. Nice. I just noticed your trophies behind you. Nice little collection you got going there.
Yeah. Put something in the background.
Put something in the background. Yeah.
That's not all of them. That's
really?
not all of them. That's some of many.
Well, put it this way, you're doing better than what Dave Raven did. I think he had a shelf seat, and that's about it. Well, we've got loads of questions to get through tonight, and just to let the people, supporters know that are watching live on Facebook, you can comment as we're going along. So if you've got any questions that you want Joel to answer, then please do go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll try and get through them as best I can. So our first question tonight is from Phil Boston. Over 400 games, 110 goals. What is the difference now from your first ever game with the club back in the 2011-2012 season, would you say?
Well, I developed so much because, when I first joined, you can all agree that I was slim. You could say that I was quicker. But my knowledge of the game has just increased, and I certainly don't dive as much now. Well, I hope I don't anyway. But just my knowledge of the game has just increased, and just got more clever and just went with it. Yeah.
But would you say that that's just a natural progression as you've got older and you've got, you're a spring chicken when you first started out. I'm not saying that you're old, but you change. Your game changes.
Yeah, because one of Hakan's saying was a speedboat without a driver. that was one of his saying, and obviously I was just running riot on the pitch, and my position wasn't great. I was just literally all over.
Yeah.
But now I just developed.
Yeah.
Know what I'm doing more.
Yeah.
And the game just got much more easier.
Yeah, of course. I think as well. Also, I mean, you talk about you're quite slim back then. Physically, you bulked right up. Especially the start of this season. I think everybody noticed the difference. Was there a reason behind that? Do you think maybe because you feel is there a reason?
The reason why I did start bulking, it was because me personally, I thought I was getting pushed off the ball a little bit too easy.
Yeah.
So that's why in the past my go-to was, let me go down to the floor.
Yeah.
Because I have the strength. But now I'm able to support myself more, battle more, and it just gets me competing a little bit more.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
physical side of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, I was talking to obviously Danny, Mitch, Tony, Jim, Dave, and Rhino in the past few weeks, and just talking about the season past and what a flying start we had at the start of the season. You know, we were on fire with yourself, and Manny, and Tony. Stokesy just firing the goals in, and we just seemed to just drop off after Christmas. Is there any specific reason that you think that happened? You know, do you think the FA Cup played a part, losing Stokesy through injury? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, it was a big loss when Stokesy got injured, because he was my supplier. I'll call him my supplier, because he was literally supplying me with full of goals.
Yeah.
But for me, it's hard to point fingers where it went wrong. I literally have to look at myself when it started to drop off, because realistically, I stopped scoring goals.
Yeah.
And to win games, you need to score goals.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing my bit in that part. So I blame myself in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. You know, I mean, you had a niggling injury towards the back end of the season as well, you know, which maybe held you back a little bit, and then obviously not having Stokesy there as well was difficult, you know, because it's a big void to fill, as you say. He was like your wingman almost.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, literally, and I think 50% of the goals came from Stokesy.
Yeah.
Assisting me, so that hurt me. It did. It hurt me when he got injured, because I knew what's going to happen next.
Yeah, of course.
But it's a hard one, so it's a tough one.
Yeah, it is very tough. Got a cheeky little question here from James Chisnell. What has been your favourite haircut as a blues player? and to follow that up, Jake is asking, are you back in the hat because you can't get any more trim day as of late?
Right, yeah. This has to stay on. But I've gone through many, haven't I? With the twists, the Mohicans.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably say my best days would be with the twists. Because I had some, you know what, I had some great games when I had them twists. They were just flying everywhere.
Our next question is from Stephen Stewart. You've seen a lot in your time at the club, being a legend that you are. Who is the best player you played with, and who currently in the squad is, in your opinion, the best player?
Oh, that's a big one.
That's a tough one.
Best player. Right. When I've been at Grays, I've played with some great players. Like Kenny Beanie, Leon, BD. So that's a hard one to pick, because you know what? As an all-round player that I really liked to play with was Kenny Beanie. I would say Kenny Beanie, because his attitude towards the game was just sensational.
Yeah. And
just playing alongside him, he just got you up, and he was a presence on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I playing with Kenny Beanie. Yeah.
So you know, if we were, you know, I don't know if you watched the Jim Cooper interview, the first one that we had. You know, it's been quite. He's not shy in saying that he's been talking to Kenny, and would like him to come. And would like him to come and join the club next season. How do you feel about that?
Like I just said, he's a sensational player, and his presence just gets me up, and he just inspired me. And he brought the best out of me as well.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have much fun, but on the pitch, he was great.
Yeah, he doesn't do social media, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Question here from Steve Allen. Of the many goals that you have scored, is there one that stands out in your mind as the most outstanding?
Then back up to now. You know what? I would say the goal against Sudbury.
Yeah.
Because reason being, before then, I was just having a torrid time. That was when we were still at East Thurrock.
Yeah, okay.
That long ago. Yeah. So we played Sudbury, and before then I was just having the worst time ever. Like, I couldn't get in the game. I didn't score one goal. But Hakan, he just kept playing me. And I didn't know why at the time, because I was just having a bad time.
Yeah.
And then I just came out, and then I just fired a shot from like 40 yards, and then it went top bin. And then the rest was history, really. Everything just started working out.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what kept me going.
Interesting. A question here from Jake Pumflet. Is there any non-league player that you have not played alongside with at Grays that you wish you could? That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. You know what? This is the weird one. I would say I played with this person before, but when he was younger, so he wasn't as developed as he is now.
Yeah.
But I would say Brian Moses.
Oh, okay.
As he is now.
Yeah.
So, because now he's strong, he's big, he can hold the ball. So you can say that, yeah, I would like to play alongside him.
Yeah, he's matured a lot, hasn't he, as a player? He
scored a lot in the game.
He was like a completely different player watching him against Tilbury back end of the season, just after Christmas. His hold-up play was excellent.
Yeah, because back in the day, you saw little clips of him, and you thought, oh yeah, he's got a little bit.
Yeah.
But now he's really come out, and yeah, that'll be one player that I'll like to play with.
Interesting.
Say that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What have we got here? We've got David Seaman here. Not the David Seaman, the other one. Loyalty to a club is rare in non-league. Can you put into words the reason why you've remained with the AF over the years, despite lucrative offers from numerous other clubs, apart from Concord Rangers, of course?
I would say the fans, strictly the fans. They kept me going. All these years is them that kept me going, and they're just so supportive, and they're really passionate. And the thing is, they know what I can bring to the table, and they know what they expect of me.
Yeah.
And when things don't go right for me, they're behind me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that kept me going. They're supportable. So that's why I've been here for so long.
That's
and as long as I can.
Well, I'm sure all our supporters would be, wildly happy to hear that. So your intention is to stay with the club next season, or whenever that might be.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on next season. I don't know.
Well, we're just losing you there, mate, just a little bit. I'm just losing you ever so slightly.
Rob?
Yeah, I've got you. Signal's not great.
All right, hold on, hang on.
No worries.
Hang on, Rob.
No worries. Talk amongst yourselves.
How about now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better, yeah.
How about now? Right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Just go back on what you were saying just at the end there, because we just lost you a little bit there at the end.
Right. How is it now?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, sweet.
So yeah, obviously, because we just lost you a little bit there. Hopefully you'll be with us next season, but obviously you don't know what's happening next season yet. And
yeah, I have no idea what's happening. Well, I haven't heard nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what information you have on your side, but on my side is just.
Well, as far as we're aware, and what Jim was saying, that I think he'd like to keep the squad together as much as he possibly can for next season and add to the squad as best he can. So as far as we're concerned, you're a part of his plan. So
of course, my intention is to stay. So I can say that much.
So, well, following on from that, Jim's got a question for you here. This is Jim. This is the gaffer. I set you a tough personal target last season, which, to your credit, you would have passed if the season hadn't ended. I'm just letting you know the same target applies for next season.
Oh no, he doesn't have to tell me that. I know that. For the people that don't know what my target is, I said I will score 30 goals.
Okay.
I'm adamant on that. And if you want to know my career target, is to win the league one more time.
Okay.
That's what I do.
And do you
I've
think?
won it twice.
Yeah. Do you think that's a possibility with Grays?
You know what? I have so much faith on Jim because I don't think you'll get another man that's been in the game for so long, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So you can't argue with the man. He knows what he's doing, and the players that he brings in, I'm obviously going to have faith in them because if he has faith in them, then I'm obviously going to have faith in them as well.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll believe that they can do the job. So yeah, you don't play the season just to come mid-table or not compete.
Yeah.
That's not the aim. When you play to win every single game. You're obviously not going to win every single game, but you try to win every game, and you try to compete with the top boys.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
It's frustrating, isn't it? Because we looked so good early on at the start of the season. I know a lot of supporters feel the same, and we just tailed off towards the end. And it's a question of what could have been had certain things not gone our way.
Yeah, because when I was thinking about that, I thought it has to come down to mentality.
Yeah.
I thought, right, when you start to lose one or two games, naturally your head is going to go down.
Yeah.
But it's how hard you can get up.
Yeah.
And just forget about the past and you just focus on the next game.
Yeah.
That's what I thought we needed to improve on.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that. I mean, there was Jim was in an interview yesterday or the day before yesterday, talking about the league, and he I think it took him by surprise how tough this league actually is. It's a difficult league to get out of. There's some fantastic opponents in there, and there's some clubs there that money's being thrown at them. I mean, Brentwood have just announced that they want to be in Conference South within 3 years, which personally I think is nuts. But there you go. I mean, that's what happens. You get clubs that spend a lot of money very quickly, and then it doesn't go their way, and they shed players come December. We don't tend to do that with being supporter owned. We don't have that big money man behind us. It's the money comes from support and sponsors, and wherever we can get it. So it's interesting to hear other teams talking about winning the league already when we don't even know when the league's going to start.
Yeah, I find that bizarre because what I find strange. The strangest thing that I've been seeing lately is when players are getting signed already.
Yeah.
But how do you know when? I don't understand. How do you know when the league is going to start?
Well, plus the fact as well that registration forms haven't even been sent out yet. So what have they signed? Signed nothing.
Right. So that's even more bizarre then, because I just find that weird.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. Very odd. Question here from Rhino. What goes through your mind when a manager gives you a different number other than 11?
Joazy done that, didn't he? That threw me off a little bit. Like it threw me off a little bit. Yeah, because I'm just so used to 11, ain't I? So when you gave me I think you gave me the 9 or 10.
Yeah,
No,
something
you
like
gave
yeah.
I was just thinking, oh, Joazy, why did you do that to me?
Question here from Stephen Stewart. The club's current position of no home is a difficult one, but in your opinion, is the club in good hands currently on and off the pitch?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a tough one, because we're supporter based, and it's the supporters that put in the money in.
Yeah.
And yeah, to your question, yeah, it is in good hands, and you do hear like clubs pumping in money like left, right, and centre, but that's really not us. Not having a ground is basically detrimental, because with that you can attract so many players. Financially, you would be much greater.
Yeah.
So in a way, they have an advantage over us.
Yeah.
By having a ground. I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on now, but yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, you've played at Rookery Hill, East Thurrock. You've played at Rush Green, and you've played at Millfield, and now obviously we're at Parkside, a fantastic facility, and full credit to AV. They've done a good job there, but how difficult do you find it making it your own home? Does it feel like home to you when you go and play at Parkside?
The thing is, realistically, it will never be home.
Yeah.
It will never be home. And I would like to see Grays progress and get their own stadium, because that means they will progress even more.
Yeah.
With such as fan base, because everyone knows the history of Grays and the sort of fans they used to get. And I'm not saying that will happen overnight.
No, of course.
But it's something that would get to that stage.
Yeah.
And again, it will attract such more players, and financially it will be better off as well. But the name of the club and having a home would bring them players.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting you say that, because mentioned before that Jim was had an interview the other day online on Twitter, and he was talking to other managers of other clubs, and he said, you may not have the financial clout anymore as we once did, but we're not blowing our own trumpet here, but I think it's fair to say that Grays are the biggest club in that league. Might not be the biggest club financially, but in terms of history and what
history, absolutely.
And do you think then that the name of Grays still has some sort of pull to players, that they want to play for Grays because it's Grays?
Well, I joined Grays, I think it was 2 seasons after everything happened.
Yeah.
It was the name that got me there. And I still believe the name still attracts players.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would tend to agree with you there. I mean, I know there's quite a few people out there that think that we've still got quite a lot of money, and that we owned our former home, the Rec, and we got all the money from that. Once again, we'll set it straight. We didn't get a penny from the sale of that land, and I think you're right. I think the name of the club rings out true, and I think even more so now, with the leadership of Steve Skinner and Glyn Jarvis, Tony Packer, Janet Packer, Rebecca Webb, Dave Barnes, everyone at the board, and all the supporters, everybody, from top to bottom. I think there is a sense that we are now a true community club, and we're out there. And do you get that sense? It must be great seeing all the youth sides out there that come and watch the games.
Yeah, you know what? I find it unbelievable that it's grown so much, because my little one, he goes to the under sixes, under five, sorry.
Yeah.
And just what they've built, like with the youth, is just unbelievable. And they've done that in a space of, well, I don't know, but it wasn't that long, was it?
No.
And yeah, just seeing the club grow is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it can only be a good thing, really.
And it's still early stages as well. That's what I reckon. It's still early stages.
It is very much so. You know, I mean, it is early stages, and like you say, what we could achieve if we had our own ground is, you know, the sky's the limit, really.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Got a question here from Ricky James Pryor. Who's been your favourite striker to play with in a grey shirt?
In a grey shirt.
Yeah. Got to be careful with this one.
Yeah. Right. As a striking partner, I would have to. You know what? I would have to say Stolty.
Okay.
I'll have to say, yeah, because his mental level is just advanced, and he reads the game so well. And you know, you see him, he's got no pace.
No.
Sorry to say that.
No, he hasn't. You're right, he hasn't.
Yeah, his ability is just incredible, and it's shown that he just set me up so many times. How many assists did he get?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very intelligent player, isn't he? He reads the game very well.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm blowing this trumpet here, but the thing is, when I give him the ball, I know exactly what he's going to do, and I'll get it back. So it's just so easy playing with him.
Yeah, it was a big loss, wasn't it, losing him quite so soon in the season, really, because he was literally on fire.
Yeah. To be honest, it wasn't just, we lost a couple players as well. It wasn't just Stolty.
Yeah, no, you're right. We did.
Lost. Who did we lose? We lost Ashley Miller.
Yeah.
That was a big blow to us because he brings a different side of the game for the team. Like he likes to go get the ball from the goalkeeper of Sambo, and that just gets us playing. So yeah, that was a big loss. And at the start of the season, when everyone was fully fit, you saw that people like to get on the ball. They were comfortable.
Yeah.
They were moving it, and there's been occasions where we put like 20 passes together before we scored.
Yeah.
So yeah, where everything started from the back, and so yeah, Ashley Miller was a big loss because he was comfortable getting the ball and starting off play.
Yeah, no, it was. We're very big. I've just noticed Jay Seavers just joined watching. Club legend, missed playing down the left side.
Yeah, I'm not playing with Jay Seaver. He was, he's a character.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Can't hit full, but everything else, is spectacular. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, good, great little player. Question here from Tyrone. This is going to be a tough one for you to answer because I'm sure Jim's watching this. You spent a lot of time at the club. Who is the best manager you have played under at Grays? You're not obliged to answer this, by the way. It's a tough one.
No, I'll answer it. I'll answer it. Right. Different managers bring different things. I would say before Hakan, when I joined when Hakan was here, he was a in-your-face sort of manager. Like, when something was wrong, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's passion.
Yeah.
And I remember when we played Met Police and Jim was there. And sorry to say this, Jim, but we did destroy Met Police. And at half time, they just went in and they got a few verbals from Jim.
Right.
And I was like, who is this guy? He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And as soon as he came in to us and I see his whole setup, I just thought, oh, this guy is unbelievable. He's literally so organised to the point where every single player know what they're doing. And I've never come across that before. Like, realistically, I've never come across that before. He come in with his notepad, with his iPad, and he showed you every single, like run here, run there. I was thinking, right, wow.
Yeah.
And his passion is just on 100 as well. So, you know what? It's a good battle between Jim and Hakan because they're just so similar in the passion.
Yeah.
But Jim is more organised.
Right, okay, interesting. Very interesting. Question here from Phil Boston. How did you feel about playing those games when we had to play 3 times a week? Remember that run where we had, like, I think because of the backlog, because we had a very wet season.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing I've done in my life. It was just, you have to be mentally prepared. And the body, it took its toll.
Yeah.
Playing that many games. But we did get through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a torrid time.
Yeah, I can imagine. Question here from Dan Saville. What's your favourite all-time memory or all-time moment of playing for the club?
Oh, I would say when we went on that unbeaten run.
Yeah.
That was
insane, wasn't it?
That's undescribable. Because how many points were more than were ahead of us? I can't remember.
God, no. I think we went on an 18 unbeaten streak.
Yeah. And we just literally climbed. And I remember when we played Thamesmead.
Yeah.
And I scored the goal to keep us on the unbeaten run. That was an unbelievable feeling. But yeah, all-time memory that I'll say when we went on that unbeaten run.
Well, it was fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, I rewatched the highlights of the game that we were crowned champions against Malden and Tiptree, you know, and quite kind of sweet that we did it at our home ground, which was Russ Green, and we were playing Malden at the time, you know. I mean,
what a game that was! Yeah.
Oh yeah, great game. Absolutely brilliant game. Question here from Mark Popham. As you take so long in the dressing room, have you ever been locked in?
Oh no!
Have you ever been locked in?
You know what? It's not my fault that I take so long. I do try. I actually try to speed myself up, but it just seems like everyone is just on another level. But I thought, you know what? Let me just take my time and just keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I haven't been locked in, but I do get stick from Mark. He's always on me.
He's always on your case. Have you got any pre-match routines, and have they changed over the years? Do you do anything differently now to what you did when you first started out?
No. My routine is always the same. Like, are you talking about when I get to the game?
Yeah. So you're in the changing room. You're getting ready to start. You got any pre-match rituals that you do, or any superstitions that you would do?
Oh, I've got the biggest superstition. Like, everything I put on, I have to put on the left first. So if I put my socks on, I have to put left, then right. Shin pads, left, then right. So everything goes on the left. So if I'm putting my shirt on, my left arm goes in first.
Okay.
I know it's bad, but you know what? It works.
It works. It works. Question here from Michael Parker.
Hold on. Let me carry on with that one.
Go on.
And when I'm on the physio bench, I'm going to give Sim some stick. When I'm on the physio bench, Sim always used to come to the physio bench and rub my leg. He stopped doing that. And when he stopped doing that, I stopped scoring.
So does he still do it? Does he do it again now then?
No, he stopped. And then I stopped scoring.
Right. Okay. So we need to have a word with Rhino then.
Yeah, we need to have a word with that.
And get him to rub you up a little bit. I think there's a few people that might want to join that queue. Question here from Michael Parker. Carlos, you started making short films before the TikTok revolution. How do you rate the modern day amateurs? Also, will you return to short films after football?
Oh, there's some questions out there. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. You never know. I do like to banter a little bit sometimes, but yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. So we'll get to the next stage now, where I've asked Mitch, Danny, and Tony, and Dave and Rhino the same question each time. So in your opinion, the best trainer in training at the club?
Best trainer. Best trainer. You know what? I'll give this kid some props. This is a weird one.
Yeah.
But I will tell him. Basically, I find Denzel a great trainer.
Okay.
Because he's just, I don't know if you remember this football player, he's called Gattuso. He's like a little pit bull.
Right.
And he's just a nuisance. And everything he does is just like 100%. And he puts in so much effort. So, yeah, you know what? I'll say Denzel.
Denzel. Okay, that's good. We haven't had Denzel before. That's a good one. So, and now let's see if we can make this five on the bounce. The worst trainer.
Worst trainer? Oh,
yeah.
That has to be Foxy.
Yeah, there we go. 5 in a row.
Oh, was it Foxy?
Yeah, it's Foxy.
Was it?
Yeah, 5 in a row.
Oh, no.
Do you know what? I think we need to get him on here, I think, and have a chat, because there's something amiss here.
You know what? But on the positive, I have to finish it with a positive on him. On the positive, no, I don't think no one can play his position wing back.
Yeah,
and
he's great.
He does that unbelievable.
I think we missed him as well when he went, for a jolly to Cambridge for a little while, and then got in the car and came straight back again. I think we did miss him for a little while.
No, I think that role he plays it unbelievable, and he makes it look easy. Same with Maka. Him and Maka, they make that role look so easy. And this is a funny thing. I remember when we finished the game and Foxy turned around to me and he just said, "I'm going to be sick." I'm thinking, well, that position's not easy. I played that position before, and every single time I play that position, I always feel, right, I'm ready to quit football.
Yeah.
So they play it week in, week out. So hats off to Foxy and Maka. Yeah, they're doing a great job at that position. But he's still the worst trainer. Yeah,
well, I mean, look, it's unanimous now. I mean, if we've got Steve Skinner on in a couple of weeks, and if he confirms it, I think it might be having words about next season. So we'll see what happens. So Jim was saying that you obviously you're not training with the rest of the guys. Have you got a routine at the moment, trying to keep yourself active, fit, ready for whenever the start of the season might be?
Well, you just do what you can, and yeah, I just go jogging a few times. Obviously, a little bit of weight training, but nothing too intense, because obviously, down to facilities, you're not able to do the best that you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it is what it is. I can only do what I can.
Yeah, you can, exactly. And that match sharpness will come, whenever we're allowed to, you're allowed to start training again.
Just hoping to get back and, start the new season. But when will it start?
I don't know. I mean, I know Jim's got some clubs lined up for pre-season. I know Concord is one of them. Obviously, Tilbury again in the Stamford. And I think, I'm trying to think of the other one that you mentioned. It might have been Welling, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It might well be a long wait. We might be still having this conversation in October, November time, you know, and then
Well,
crazy.
yeah. Well, I hope, this is for Jim, I hope he doesn't select about 12 pre-season games before the season starts again.
I know he's trying to do what he did last season, which is to play teams above us, you know, the league above.
No, that worked. That I think that's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It really worked, yeah.
Why do you think that is, Joel?
Because it sets your standard. Because you see what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And you can see the difference.
Do you think as well that playing a bigger team, say for example playing Billericay, for example, do you think you raise your game?
You naturally raise your game, yeah. And then, but the thing is, when you raise your game, you need to understand you need to keep it at that level. So when we go to other places like, I don't know, other teams in our league, you need to understand, right, remember how we played against, say, Billericay.
Yeah. We
need to keep that standard, not drop to their level.
Yeah, that's what I found frustrating, because we played so well against Billericay in the Essex Senior Cup.
Yeah,
and going out on that, you know, controversial penalty at the end. But it would have been nice to have seen that, how well we played in that game in the next match, and unfortunately, it just didn't happen, did it?
And it is a tough one. It's
frustrating. I mean, that's not saying, you know, that's not taking anything away from any of the players. It's just, it's frustrating as a supporter to see that, because you think, right,
of course you don't want to see that, because you know what the team can do.
Yeah.
And then when they go to the game and they're not performing to that ability, you would naturally get frustrated.
Yes.
As a player, you get frustrated anyway, because you know what a certain player can do and they're not doing it. So it just spirals from there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does. Question here from Jeff Pedley. Where in Grays would you like your statue to be built?
Oh, God, I don't know.
I know, I'm embarrassing you now, sorry. So obviously with I asked Mitch and Danny the same question, and Tony. You've seen that in the past few seasons since we've become supporter owned, how big our youth teams have got. You know, I think it's 32 teams now, which is incredible. And then obviously we've got walking football for over 60s and an affiliated Sunday football. And I think we've got a women's football team starting next season, I believe. How important do you think it is for youth team players to come up through the ranks? Do you see that as a way forward for the first team?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you want to see young players grow with the club.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything better than that, and it shows their loyalty as well.
Yeah, well, a prime example, Kai Brown. Prime example, Kai Brown. You know, started in the youth, worked his way up to the first team, now playing at Ipswich.
Yeah, exactly. There's satisfaction in that, and me personally, I would like to see it more. That's a great thing to see, and it shows you can see their development as well.
Yeah, well, like young Sam Gerling. Is that my saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a talent prospect he is coming into the team. I mean, he's so quick and he uses his mind so well, and he looked so natural in that position as well. He didn't look like he was playing.
He's so comfortable, doesn't he? He's such a young lad, and to have that ability, and it's great to see. It's great to see that.
It is. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And obviously moving forward, hopefully, you know, we'll see you in a grey shirt again next season, and all being well, that will happen. You got anything you want to say to the supporters? Any thoughts to get us through any of this?
Well, first of all, to keep safe, and I know everything is trying to go back to normal, but just be a little bit sceptical. I hope to see you soon. I don't know when, but I hope to see you soon, and just keep supporting us. And hopefully, the season coming, good things would happen.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed, mate. Absolutely, and we've got a little surprise for you. So, um, you can add to your collection behind you because supporters have been voting for the past few weeks, and I'm pleased to say that you once again have been chosen as the supporters player of the season. So congratulations. So there you go. So you'll get your trophy in the post at some point, or Steve will drop it round, I'm sure.
Thank you, everyone. I'm pleased. I'm delighted with that.
There you go. So you have to get a bigger cabinet now.
Yeah, I couldn't put it up, not.
I just want to say a massive thank you, Joel, for coming on and having a chat with us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it says a lot about yourself and your character that you've stayed so long with the club. And I know that all supporters, they absolutely 100% appreciate your effort, your passion, your commitment to the club, and yeah, I've got nothing but praise for you. I think you're a fantastic bloke, great player, and yeah, I just hope we get to see you again in a grey shirt soon.
Thank you very much, Rob. Yeah, you will see me soon. Don't see why not.
There you go.
As long as then I'm here to stay.
I don't think it's even a question that he wants you. I think it's a foregone conclusion. Listen, thank you so much, everyone, that's been watching again this week. Next week we're having a bit of a break, and we return on the 16th of June, and this time we'll be joined by Steve Skinner, the chairman. Should be a very interesting chat. I'm sure you've got lots of questions, and I'm sure he's got lots of answers that he can give you about the future of the club going forward and how we're managing to cope with this current COVID situation, and also probably give you some updates on how talks are going with the council regarding the new ground and how we move forward from that. So for now, Joel, thank you very much, mate. Really do appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
All the best to the family, and I'll speak to you soon, mate.
See you later. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.